All right, great Friday morning, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Cesar Mascoro Jr. with Manufactured Home Sales Mastery and with our 15 minutes of mastery that we do each and every day to get your day started off on the right foot with some inspiration, information, and motivation so that you can go out and attack the day. Welcome to the end of the week. We are three-fourths of the way down with February. You've only got 1 week left to finish out the month. Listen, we're here with episode 475 live from Chicago, Illinois, where we got done yesterday with the training class that we did for Zeman Homes. Great class, about 30 people there. We had another, 15, 20 people, I think, online that were tuned in as well. It was a great day, a lot of information. We really went through so much and pushed through. So I want to thank everyone there, Ryan, Megan, Linda, and the whole crew that was there. It was a great time to get together, and we learned a lot. But as we were in that class, I started thinking through some things because we started talking about goals and we started talking about time management and we talked about some other things. It helped set the tone for what I wanted to talk about today, which is what it's going to take for you to reach all of your goals this year. Right? Bruce Lee said, make at least one definite move daily towards your goal. Make at least one definite move daily towards your goal. And that's huge to understand because when you stop to think about it, when we're talking about things that need to get done, look, there's always so much to get done. I'm I don't want to say I'm overwhelmed just about every day, but there's always something to do, right? There's always something to do when building a business. We're 2 years in. There's so much more that I wish was done like now. And, whether it's things that have to do with our marketing, our website, the content, the programs we're putting together, other projects that we're working on, ideas pop in my head, and I've got Jackson doing one thing, and I've got my wife doing another. We got Steven that's also heading up some classes and doing some things, and there's always something. And I look back and I think about when I was on the sales floor selling, and how a lot of times, I'd fall behind the eight ball as far as being on track with my goals and hitting my goals. And a lot of times, early on, especially, I wouldn't hit them and I'd give myself the pass. And I would think that it just doesn't happen. It's something to aspire to, right? But when in reality, it's something that you can definitely hit. You can make happen. I spoke to you yesterday briefly in our 15 minutes of mastery about how, or I think it was 2 days ago, you can accomplish anything. And nowadays, anyone can accomplish anything. It just takes a certain level of work ethic and belief and things of that nature, right? And so we're kind of along the same path today. But in talking to the group yesterday at Zeman Homes, there was a lot of questions with regards to how to run your day, how to make things happen, and we have this great exercise that we run through because I had to do it for myself back when I was selling so that I could understand something, because I always felt like I couldn't get everything done that I needed to, or I've always felt that I was falling behind, or I would tell myself that certain things were going to take a certain amount of time. And so finally, one day I went ahead and started auditing. I went and audited my time of what it took to do certain things. And I realized that it didn't take as long as it did. And as long as I was organized, and as long as I ran my day, should be able to be on track and keep moving forward. And so with today's quote from Bruce Lee, when you stop to think about it, what we're after is making at least one definite move towards your goals every day. And as simple as that may sound, it truly is. It's 100% fact. Most people don't even do one step. Now, I always talk about, look, you something I picked up a few years ago is you gotta hit at least five. There's got to be five critical tasks. I picked this up from Andy Frisella, and five critical tasks every day that you knock out on top of everything else you got to do. But there's five things at least that you look. I cannot go to bed until I knock these things out, and that should be the goal every single day. And that's why organizing yourself and understanding your goals and what it's going to take to hit those is so crucial. Because most of us talk to you time and time again and tell you, you put a dollar amount down, or you put a number of homes down as a goal, but you don't stop to really think of what it's going to take to make that happen. You're looking at this, and you're breaking, okay, I want to make $150,000. If I divide that by 12 months, so that means I got to make X amount every month. True. But what's it going to take to make that money? Because you know as well as I do that it's not going to be consistent, or some months are going to make more than others. You have no control over if there's all of a sudden the factory pushes back and says that houses aren't going to be the turnaround time is. They added 2 or 3 weeks, and now all of a sudden the homes you expected to be delivered in February aren't going to be delivered till either March or April, and that kind of messes with you. It messes with your head. It messes with the ability that of or the amount of work you're putting in, because now you're stressing about what's going on over here, right? Anyway, so it's about understanding what has to be done daily to hit those goals, right? And beyond that, a lot of times the reason why we don't do that, why we don't plan out our day, one is we don't understand how to actually do it. We're taking it as a to-do list rather than a get done list. Okay. And then when you add on top of that the uncertainty that we may have. Look, there were several years, like I said, where I didn't hit my goals. I'd put them down on paper, and believe me, I've always done like very detailed type of goals. And for some reason, I'd fall off, wouldn't wouldn't get it done, wouldn't push myself to get back on track, and I'd forget about it. And then I was just living my day every single day. I wasn't running my day, I was just living my day, right? So what I realized was that in order to be able to make certain things happen, you have to be fixated on that. Grant Cardone talks about being obsessed, right? You got to be obsessed about that goal, because if you're not obsessed about it, especially when it comes to work or business, that's the easiest thing to let go of. You get to that point where you just start thinking, hey man, as long as I just can pay my bills. Look, I'm telling you right now, 2 years into this thing, there's sometimes we're not even able to pay the bills. I mean, some months are like, where's the next one coming from? Right. But beyond that, those things are going to happen. Those things are going to happen. It's, do you have the resilience? Do you have the belief to be able to fight through, push forward, and keep moving forward? Keeping in mind the end goal, not always fixated on the end goal. That's the problem. Sometimes, yesterday when we were in this class, we were talking about the steps of a sale, and we were talking about how, hey, when you get somebody on the phone or when you get somebody in the door, what is the goal? And almost the entire class said to get the sale. And that's the ultimate goal, right? But what we need to be concentrated and focused on is the next step. Don't forget the steps in between. And those steps in between your goals right now for what you're trying to do this year is what the next step is today, Friday, the 21st. What do you have to get done today to be able to do that? And that's where we get mixed up, right? So that's why I tell you right now, you need to make sure that every single day you're making progress. You're pushing the needle. You're making that progress towards the goals. Because if you do that enough, you do that consistently enough, more days than not, you're going to hit that goal and more. You're actually going to see that you can accomplish so much more. So I want to go over the top 5 things that you really need to focus on to be able to hit all of your goals this year and beyond. Okay. First and foremost, look, it's going to take belief beyond any doubt. Notice I didn't say belief without doubt. There's always going to be doubt. Even I doubt sometimes, and that doubt comes in different forms, right? Doubt sometimes is just, man, what do I need to do at this point because this isn't working over here. For instance, I've told you guys all the story of how the first 7 months of our business, we had no. I I thought that manufactured home sales mastery was going to be a certain thing, right? And we launched this product at the beginning, and nobody was paying attention to us. Everybody would tell me no. Everybody told me I was crazy. No, they were, and so 7 months of that. Do you think that there were not some doubts that even I had? Maybe the first 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, maybe you're running on motivation and excitement and whatnot. But after that, the stuff starts getting real, right? No money coming in, pretty much drained all the savings at that point, and to still go another 4 months with no's, there were a lot of doubts in there. I couldn't, but my level of belief was stronger and bigger than any of those doubts. And that's what helped me keep moving. That's what helped me keep going forward. Because the next thing, if you've got that type of belief that's beyond any doubt, because there will be doubts from yourself and especially from everyone else around you. So you got to have belief that's strong enough to fight that. But when you do have those issues, like 7 months with no business, or in your case, maybe you got a month where all your pipeline falls apart, or you just you thought you were delivering 5 and you only delivered 2. It's having that unwavering resilience to be able to keep going forward, to be able to bounce back to what is resilience? It's, like a rubber band. You stretch it, you get stretched, you got that stress, you got the problems, whatever, and then you come back, right? You come back and you're able to move forward. So it's having that unwavering resilience to overcome not just the doubts but the problems, because there will be problems. There'll be problems in your sales career. There'll be things that don't work out exactly how you think they were going to. Look, it's happening. It happens to us in business. Sometimes people get, they forget. Yeah, I spent 15 years almost selling manufactured homes and being a sales manager, general manager, right? And they forget sometimes. They think, well, you're not out of it anymore. You're not in the business anymore. Well, no, I actually am. One, because we still do consulting for retailers and communities, right? And so we're in there selling. We're sometimes sitting in front of customers to show the teams how to do it. We're on the phones with customers with them, but we still sell on our own to sell you, the retailer, the community. We're doing the same things that we did on the sales floor. So we're still engaged in those things. And Ro, thanks for checking in here. I saw your comment. Yes, I mean, I'm glad you agree that what we're talking about is so true. You know, so you've got to have that resilience to bounce back, because things will happen. I've lost my whole pipeline. I've had deals fall apart at closing. I've had customers back out. I've had customers that get freaked out and their family members talk them out about buying houses. I've had deals stolen out from under me. It's all happened to me. Okay. Guys, when I got into the business, because the economy had just, the whole bubble had busted right in the real estate back in 2008. I was in site built homes before that, designing and building homes. Got into this in '09. I had already lost everything by the time I got into this. Some of you don't know this, but the first 3 months when I got into the business, I was sleeping in the office. They didn't even know this. Well, no, I take it back. I think my manager knew. I would sleep in the office, and I'd go shower at the Planet Fitness down the road in the mornings before anybody showed up. For the first 3 months, out in there in New Braunfels, Texas. Okay. And so there's so much that can happen in life. Hopefully that doesn't happen to you, but here we are, moving forward all the way up to the front. That's right. That's right. I love that. And there's so much of that row, I see that all the time. Nobody sees somebody like Usain Bolt. Nobody sees the work that person is putting in. Nobody sees the works that you're putting in on yourself. Nobody sees the work that you're putting in behind the scenes. They only see what they see out in public. They when they see somebody who is doing great things, they just look at that person and say, "Man, that's a great person." But nobody wants to look at the work that that person put in. They think it's a gift that they've gotten. The gift that they got was the ability to put in the work without stopping. And each and every one of you has that same ability. You each can put in the work. You each can have that resilience. You can build it up and keep moving forward. But let's keep going with this, because once you've got that resilience, next thing you need is the energy to stay moving. Right? Look, your day goes by like this. I remember you'd come in the morning. Maybe you're there by 7:30, or sometimes earlier, and you're there all day, 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock sometimes. And by the time you're done, you're just exhausted. And you got to go back and do it all again the next day. And it's nobody understands how much it wears you out being in front of customers, right? I remember, like, if you sat on a Saturday in front of 3 or 4 people and fully went from greeting to everything, and maybe you sold a couple of them, and that wears you the heck out, because you got to be on. You've got to be you, and have the energy and the passion and everything, and that's draining. So you've got to have the energy to stay moving. The next thing is you have to have a support system. You have to have people around you that believe even stronger than you do. You have to have people around you that have been through what you've been through. You have to have people around you. It's even better if you have people around you that have failed and succeeded after that, because they can help you. They can help pull you through, as long as you're willing to listen and put in the work. Here's the thing: so many people that we talk to, so many people that there's so much ego in, not just in life, but especially in this industry. There's so much ego. We'll come in and talk to folks about, hey, look, it's going to take this. You got to do this. You got to, or you got to up your level of belief. You got to up your focus. Well, I already have them. I believe, and I know that I can do this. Like, man, nobody's fighting with you. We're just trying to help you. And if you just allowed yourself to see what we see and actually take some steps to adjust those things, your life would get so much easier. Your business would get so much easier. So being able to have a support system that will help you through is so important. And lastly, you got to have long-term, I should say vision. Long-term vision is what you got to have. All right. Let's fix that real quick before my wife gets ticked off that I always misspell stuff. So anyway, check this out. You got to have long-term vision. Yes, we're talking about your 1 year goals. What about, how does this 1 year goal fit into your 5 year plan? How does this 1 year goal fit into your 10 year plan? How does the 5 year fit into the 20 year? Keeping those things in mind is so important. But you work and live for today. So today is the 21st. You got a week left in the month. Next week is in the month. You got to get the homes out on the ground. You got to get them funded so that you can get yourself paid. Go out and do some great things. Set yourself up for a fantastic selling Saturday. We're flying out of Chicago today, going back home to San Antonio. And then, man, March is going to be crazy. I was trying to figure out yesterday. I couldn't even remember where we're going to be in March. We're going to be in New Mexico, Las Vegas, Indiana, Florida, and Biloxi, Mississippi. See, I can't even remember still now. So anyway, if you're in any of those great places, please let us know. Reach out to us. We'd be glad to meet with you. We're always up to meeting great people within the industry, even just to talk and see what it is you got going on. So you guys have a great Friday. We'll be back in tomorrow with a Selling Saturday edition of 15 Minutes Mastery. And as always, my friends, from right here in Chicago, I'm here to tell you one more time, can't wait to meet you.